So, good evening, students. So, today we are going to see about past forms of verbs. What is that? Past forms of verbs. We are going to see that. Okay. So, what is past? G. So, what is past forms? Okay. So, we are going to see that. Okay. So, what is past? First, we have to learn that what is past. So, what is past means we can say that the activity which has been completed. Okay. The activity which has been completed, or we can say that the action has been completed. Okay. It has been done. Okay. In the past. Okay. So, we do not know when, but it has been completed. Okay. So, the sentences which has been given to you will be always represented that in terms of completing the action. So, the action has been completed. So, once the action has been completed, then it is said to be a past forms of verbs. Okay. What is past? So, the action which has been takes place in terms of already completed. So, previously it happens. Okay. For a particular reason, this action has been takes place. Okay. So, it may be different types of action like walking, jumping, running, whatever may be, eating, whatever may be. Okay. So, these things will become in terms of the past tense which I had completed. The morning I had taken food, lunch I had taken food. Now it's evening time. So, other morning and breakfast, nasta and khana ho gaya. Okay. So, now we will see some of the examples how to identify the past form of sentences. So, what are the techniques to be adapted? So, what is the easiest way to analyze the sentences which is given to you in terms of past form? So, how you are going to analyze it? So, that is the thing we are going to study in this past form of verbs. Okay, or we can say past verbs. We can say like that also. Okay. So, what you are saying is past. Past means completed. Okay. Past means completed. Okay. For example, how they are defining this past forms? First, you should know the definition of this past forms. Okay. First one is said to be it is used to denote the action. What is that? This past form is used. Why I am going to use this? It is used to say some action which will be takes place. It is used to say some action which will be takes place. Okay. Takes place, that occurred or took place. That occurred means it has been done, or it's going to be, is completed in the past. So, already completed. For example, tomorrow, yesterday. So, tomorrow is not there. So, we can say yesterday it is completed. Or 1 year before it is completed, or 1 month before completed. Okay, we do not know anything. Or 1 hour before, a ganda before completed. So these things, the work which has been done or completed, complete, then it is said to be an past form. So past form is, it's a type of verb. It's a type of verb which is used. Why I'm going to use? It is used to say, denote, say some action. It will always say some action will be takes place. That occurred, that has been occurred in the past, or that will take place, that will took place in the past. Okay, so both action has been takes place in terms of past tense, that is past verbs. Okay, which has been done, which has been completed, whatever may be. Okay, moreover, what they are saying, if it is a regular verb, for example, there are different types of verbs are there, we are going to see one by one. Regular verbs and irregular verbs are there. Okay, so if it is a regular verbs, then generally they are saying that these past forms of verbs will be added in terms of ed. What is that? Ed. Whatever word is given, it will be added in terms of ed. Okay, for example, complete. What is that? Complete. So this word will be in terms of past, completed. What is this? Completed. Okay. Next, what is the other word we can say? We can say some other words like jump. Same thing here, they mentioned here. Jump will be expressed in terms of jump. Ed will be added. Ed will be added. Or sometimes the D will also be added. What is that? D will also be added. Okay. So a word, you know what is word? So okay, these are the words. Form is a word, off is a word, there is a word, burst is a word, form is a word. These are the words. How many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words are there. Totally 5 words are there. So the words which can be used in the past form of verb will be expressed in terms of ed or in terms of d. So we can add ed in this word, we can add ed in this word, we can add ed, or we can add only d. Okay, so this is the other thing they are saying, that for words ending in e, okay, they are saying that some of the words which will ending with e, it can be easily added with d. Yeah, that's what they are saying. Okay, so the root word will gives you the past forms. So these words which will give the past forms. However, irregular verbs do not follow the same pattern. Irregular verbs do not follow the same pattern. It will follow the different patterns. So what type of verbs are there? Generally, they are saying that regular verbs and irregular verbs. So regular verbs means generally it will gives the meaning, and based on the base form or past form, whatever may be, we are going to utilize the words, utilize the letters which has been given to you, will be merged, which will be added to form the word in terms of past form. Okay, that's why they are saying that These regular verbs which will be used to form an ed or d. Irregular verbs which do not follow the same pattern, or we can say that these irregular verbs will never give the meaning, or if you cannot able to add ed or d to the concerned words, that is said to be an irregular words. Irregular words are irregular verbs. Okay. So here what they are saying, once again I am going to say that today we are seeing about this past form. Past form means the action which has been takes place yesterday, day before yesterday, parso, whatever maybe 1 year before, 2 years before, 100 years before, 2 ghanta before, 3 ghanta before, whatever may be. Some action has been takes place and it has been completed. If it is represented in the sentences, then it is said to be a past form of verbs. So here how they are defining, this past form will always show some action. It will always show some action. Okay, action to do something or to take something, or the action which has been completed. Okay, which has been occurred or takes place in the past. However, the two kinds of verbs are there, as I said to you, regular and irregular. Regular will gives the meaning and irregular will never gives the meaning. So one is regular, one is irregular. The regular will give the meanings, irregular will never give the meanings. Okay. So regular, it is easy to add ed. What they are saying, easy to add ed. Okay. Or you can add d. The slash will represent, you can add this one or this one. Dono will be added, ed or d. Okay, slash. Okay, and the irregular verbs which will not form the same. Now what we are going to do, we know the definition of this past forms of verbs. Now we are going to see some of the examples. Okay, how you are saying the sentence which is given to you will be in terms of past verb. So that is the question we are asking you. So you are going to ask this question, teacher, you say that the past form of verbs as represented, the action has been takes place previously. Okay, and regular verbs we are going to add these words, these letters, and irregular verbs it will be meaningless and we cannot able to add it. Okay. So how we know that the sentence has been given in terms of past form? So that is the main thing. You should know how to identify the sentences. What is the meaning of the sentences? You should know it. So once you read any type of sentences, you have to read twice or thrice. Okay, you have to read twice or thrice. For first time you have to read it and you have to understand what is subject, what is verb is given, what type of action has been given in terms of object. Second time you have to observe the same thing in terms of subject, verb and action has been takes place in terms of object. Third time you can easily understand what has been given to you. Okay, whether it is in terms of base form or past form or present participated form or singular form, whatever may be. Okay, you can easily identify it. Okay, so what they are saying, some of the examples they are given here. So the first example is said to be an she. So she is the subject here. She jumped. What is that? She jumped from 10 feet. FT stands for feet. FT stands for feet. High building. So a girl, she is a girl, she, so it is a girl, maybe Aarti, whatever you like, you can keep the girl names. Okay, she jumped means already jumped, it's complete. Ed means it will represent terms of past. Jumped, already she jumped. From where? From the building. At what height? 10 feet of height. Okay, high means height. High will represents HIGH. High is also said to be an height. Okay, for example, we can say that, so this is the building, this is the house, this is the house. So it looks like this. Okay. So some portion, it may be some other house like this. From this place, this is said to be a 10 feet. This is when 10 feet. Okay. From this place, the girl is fell down to the ground level. What is the level? Ground level. That's what they are saying, that the girl who jumped from the buildings. Yeah. So jump means what? You're going to jump it from one place to another place. So where she select the place for jumping? Building. Okay. So who knows that below the building there will be a swimming pool. So she can jump it for the swimming purpose. Okay. So always you have to take in terms of positive attitude. Okay. And similarly, you should know how to identify the past forms. Okay. Here we are, the main motto, the main objective is, the main aim is to identify the forms of verbs. What form has been given to you? Okay. So a girl, she jumped from the building, whose height of the building is 10 feet. So already she jumped. She may jump in the early morning, lunchtime, or yesterday. No idea. Nobody says that when she jumped, which building she jumped, or which place she jumped, or where she jumped. No idea. Yeah. It simply says that a girl or she has been jumped from the building to the ground level, whose height is said to be at 10 feet. Okay. So this is said to be jump. The word jump is said to be an present. Jump will be represented in terms of past. Okay. Past form of verbs. Okay. So first we have seen that. Second, we will see that Sanya, what is it? Sanya adored her cat. So what is the meaning of adore? A-D-O or adore. A-D-O-R, adore. Adore means what they are saying, that it will be represented in terms of prizing. She will always says that my cat is best, my cat is beautiful, my cat is very nice, she never disturb anyone. So like that, she always adore her cat. Okay. So who is that? The person is said to be an Sanya. It is a girl. She. Okay. She represents a girl. The girl has a cat. What has? The girl has a cat. Where she has a cat? In her home. In her home. The other name for home is said to be an house. In her house, she has a cat. Okay. So what they are saying, that she loves the cat. So in past form, how she is saying that she always adored her cat. Adored her cat means she always praised her cat with others, to his friends, to his relative, to his cousin, to his sisters, brothers, to his family members, to his known person, unknown person, any people, whoever she see, she will always adore her cat. Okay. So adore means she prized and it has been completed. Okay, it is said to be an past. ED. ED is coming, it is past. Here also ED is coming, past. Okay. Next one is, I know the answers. What is that? I know the answers to all the questions. What is that? To all the questions. I know the answers to all the questions asked in the exam. Asked in the exam means in the question paper, what are the questions they ask you to write? I know all the answers, whether it may be a boy or a girl, no problem. The person who knows all the answers which has been asked in the question paper. That is the meaning of this. So they are given this question paper morning or yesterday or day before yesterday. Okay, nobody knows. So it has been completed after writing the exam. After you come out from the exam, you are saying that I means me, I know the answers. I know all the answers for all the questions. Ask, ed, this is the main thing. Ask, asked, asked. Ask means present tense, or it will comes in terms of base form. Asked will be represent in terms of past. Okay, so asked in the exam. So here this is the verb. The type of verb is said to be an past form of verb. Okay, so what they are saying that here, what are the verbs we have find out, teacher? For example, here they are saying that jump will be the one word. Second one is adored, is said to be in second word. Third one is no. It can also be say, asked also we can say that in terms of past. We can easily identify that. Okay, so this asked will represent easily that it comes in terms of past verbs. Okay, so or otherwise we can say that no. So generally the verbs will comes near to the subject. Okay, so generally we know that subject plus verb plus object. So this is the grammatical representation of formation of sentences. So if you are going to form the sentences, you have to follow this pattern: subject plus verb plus object. So the verbs may be vary in terms of V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. That is V1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may be vary. We don't need to worry about that. But the flow chart will be represented in terms of, flow chart means continuity will be represented in terms of subject plus verb plus object. You have to follow this pattern. Otherwise, you cannot able to form the sentences. Okay. After forming the sentences or after framing the sentences, you should know what action it says, what action has been it says, whether it says in terms of present verbs, past verbs, or past participle verbs, or singular verbs, whatever maybe it will be, so on. Yeah. So these are the some of the examples we have seen in this past forms. Okay, so once again we will see it. Okay, so what does this means? Once again I can say that, so if you compare this past form, what we are saying that, so this past form will always say some action in terms of past tense, which has been completed, which has been took, which has been occurred in the previous year, early days, yesterday, whatever may be, not tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow should be exception. Okay, and what are the verbs which is be given here? You have to identify whether the verbs will be represented in terms of regular verbs or irregular verbs. If it is a regular verbs, so you can easily identify and you can easily add ed or d. Okay, ed or d you can add along with the verbs. Okay, for example, I say complete, completed. Okay, like that you can add ed, jump, jump, whatever may be. Okay, and if it is a irregular words, you cannot able to identify, and you cannot able to add any other parameters. You cannot able to add any other letters to that particular word, particular verbs. Okay, the verb will give the meanings, but you cannot able to attach it, attach ed or d. So that is the main thing they are saying that. Okay, so how you are going to differentiate this regular and irregular? Okay, regular means easily identify and adding the words. Irregular means it's not possible to add the words. Some of the best examples we have given here is the work which has been completed. It has been takes place. Okay, in the early days, previous section, previous year. Okay, before 1 hour, before 30 minutes. If it takes place, then it is said to be an past form of verbs. Here what I am there is their selected is she jumped from 10 feet high building. A girl, she's a girl, she jumped from the buildings whose height is 10 feet. Here the she will be said to be a subject. She will be the subject, and jump will be represent terms of verbs. Others will be represent terms of object or action which has been takes place in the particular content. Okay, so she jumped, that's all. We do not know if there is no action, if there is no object, how we can identify that? She jumped, where she jumped? She jumped will represent a past, but without object, no action will be takes place. That's why they are given all type of objects. Okay, and next one is Sanya adore her cat. So Sanya is a girl who is having a cat in her home. She loves the cat very much, so she always adore her cat. She prizes her cat. Okay, so next one is third one is said when it's related to the students. If you are a student, you got the question paper in your hand, and you are saying this answer 1, answer I know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the answers I know it. Just you make tick mark. Yes, you are going to make tick mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions has been given here. First question tick, second question tick, third question tick. So if you know all the answers, for all these questions which has been asked in the question paper, it represents that the action has been takes place in terms of past forms of verbs, because once you come out from the examination, you are going to say that I know all the answers, all the questions asked in the examination. So these are the some of the examples for this past form. So what are the verbs, teacher? You can ask now. What are the verbs you are using, teacher? Verbs here they are saying this. First verbs we are using is jump. Okay. So first one we are using is 1 minute. The first one we are used is jump. What they are saying is jump. It will represent terms of jump. Okay, first one. Second one is adore. ADORE, adore. ADORED, adore. This is the second. Third one is know. So it will be in terms of new. For example, new will represent terms of NEEW. Same thing. Okay. So these are the some of the example of this corresponding past forms. Okay. So once again, today what we are going to do, we are going to recollect it. Okay. So we are going to recollect it from yesterday class. So the first one we have seen is what is verb. We have seen verbs means it will take some action, it will give some action. You can shape it, you can modify the sentences as you like based on the different types of verbs. Different types of verbs, different forms of verbs. If the verbs are not understandable, then it is meaningless. Okay. And each and every verbs will be used in all the languages. Okay. And it always says some action. It always says some action. What you are going to do? You are going to do something. I'm going to write something. I'm going to do it. I'm going to dressing. I'm going to talking. Okay, I'm going for talking in the stadium. I'm going for playing. So what type of action which will be takes place? And there are 5 types of verbs. We have seen is what is base form, past participle, present, and singular. We will see what is one by one. So base form is, it is the major root. Yesterday sir, I say that this is the root. Okay, here the trees are there. So this is the root form. If the root is strong, then the English will be 100% good. If the root is not good, then the English will not be good. And there will be no suffix, no prefix. Okay, and this can be used to indicate in terms of present tense. At present, what is available, it will indicate it. Okay. And next, some of the examples we have seen in the base form is present. I love to play cricket. I love talking. I love to swim. I like to swim. I'm swimming. I'm reading books. I love chocolate. Okay. I'm going to the show. Present. At present, I'm doing something. I'm going in the bike. I love wind. I love wind. Wind means how I will say. I like classrooms. Yeah. I'm writing in the classrooms. I'm reading in the classrooms. Okay, something will be takes place in terms of action. I'm running on the street. I'm walking on the road. Okay, I'm playing music, whatever maybe. I'm watching movies. I'm talking with my friends. I'm chatting with my friends. I'm going to the shop. I'm going to mobile phone. I'm chatting with my mobile phone. I'm chatting with my mobile phones. I'm seeing Facebook in my mobile phones. Okay, I'm seeing Instagram in my mobile phones. So the action which will be takes place in terms of present. And here they say that love goes, love, and here the run and likes will be represented in terms of present. And next one is to be a past form. So generally we know that the action which has been takes place in terms of past tense. The action has been takes place and it has been completed earlier. Okay, it will be represented in terms of past form of verbs. Okay, past form of verbs, and some of the examples we have seen in terms of jump, adore, know, I know the answers, everything. So today this class is enough for you. So just you practice it and recollect it, and it is good for you. And so good night to one and all. Have a nice day.